Welcome, global leaders and policymakers. Thank you so much for joining me today for this exclusive briefing. We're going to dive into a comprehensive technological and structural framework that's specifically designed to radically elevate your nations. We aren't just talking about a few incremental improvements here. No, this is a blueprint for a complete systemic overhaul of how government actually functions, how it serves its people, and ultimately, how it manages national wealth. Now, consider this. Did you know that in some advanced economies, bureaucratic friction literally eats up to 10% of their GDP every single year? It's staggering. Before we get into the mechanics of how to fix it, I really want you to ask yourselves a candid question. Do your current public services act as a turbocharged engine for your citizens' prosperity? Or, let's be real, are they a frustrating barrier to it? For way too many nations, bureaucracy has morphed into a massive cost center instead of a value creator. But it absolutely doesn't have to be this way. So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll kick things off by looking at the bureaucracy crisis, introduce the WaterGov solution, break down the new governance framework, dive into how we engineer systemic efficiency, map out the ways we'll be slashing government costs, and finally, we'll discuss the ultimate endgame, what the proposal calls the elevation to Eden.
Okay, Section 1, the bureaucracy crisis. We have to start with the current state of public administration, because the very systems we built to organize society are actually the ones slowing it down right now.
Just think about what your citizens deal with today. It's a paper-heavy nightmare. They're trying to navigate dozens of fragmented, confusing websites, dealing with totally opaque processes, and waiting agonizingly long times for manual processing. It completely drains your state resources, and it just steals your citizens' time. Now contrast that old reality with this new blueprint, a single super app, AI-guided forms, and lightning-fast approvals. It's a massive shift from a slow, defensive bureaucracy to an empowering, dynamic one. Moving right along to Section 2, introducing WaterGov. Let's take a look at the actual technological solution that makes this leap even possible. Meet WaterGov. According to the proposal documents, WaterGov is a revolutionary super app designed to be the absolute only point of contact your citizens and businesses will ever need for public services. Just imagine it. Every single permit, every tax filing, every civic application you can think of, all centralized into one beautifully designed, highly secure AI-powered platform.
The crucial takeaway here is the user journey. Say a citizen wants to open a new business. They aren't going to fill out 20 different forms anymore. They just open the app. An AI assistant asks them a few simple conversational questions and then automatically fills in all the complex legal jargon for them. Next, a specialized AI instantly evaluates the application against your nation's regulations. The real magic? Your human public servants are no longer acting as glorified data entry clerks. They're freed up, only stepping in to handle the tricky, complex exceptions. But look, as advisors, we know that slapping new technology onto a broken system isn't enough. You need the right structural foundation. That brings us to Section 3, the new governance framework. The proposal outlines a very specific, optimized hierarchy. At the very top, you have the ruler and a 24-member council overseeing the big-picture national direction. Right below them are 11 specialized ministries, think finance, infrastructure, peace, each with a tight 7-member council to keep decision-making agile and fast. Finally, the actual execution happens down at the local level through city governors, who are backed by 120-person citizens' councils. It perfectly balances strong, unified leadership at the top with hyper-local responsiveness on the ground. And underpinning that entire hierarchy is a proposed constitution that's quite literally engineered for prosperity. It guarantees that free market principles govern economic exchange. It mandates radical transparency, meaning all public budgets are out in the open for everyone to see. Plus, it completely overhauls the civil law system to use proportional fines instead of imprisonment. This is huge because it protects innate liberties while keeping your productive citizens actually in the workforce rather than locked up and draining resources. All right, on to Section 4, engineering systemic efficiency. Because you might be wondering, how do we guarantee this entire machine actually works for the people?
The secret ingredient here is something called structural incentive engineering. The blueprint makes a great point. Humans naturally respond to systems. If your state company CEO just gets a flat salary no matter what, well, they have zero incentive to innovate. But if you engineer it so their compensation is directly tied to national benchmarks, like how affordable energy is for the average person or overall productivity metrics, bam, you instantly align their personal self-interest directly with the success of the entire nation.
And when you apply that exact same incentive engineering across all your ministries and state-owned enterprises, an amazing thing happens. Your economy transforms into a vibrant, harmonized ecosystem. Friction practically disappears. From the local governor all the way to the private entrepreneur, everyone is pulling in the exact same direction because the system actively rewards them for solving public problems efficiently. Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, slashing government costs. What does all of this actually mean for your bottom line and for the financial relief of your general population? By adopting the WaterGov platform and this streamlined framework, you're going to see absolutely massive efficiency gains. Think about it. You'll drastically reduce the need for giant physical government buildings and all that manual labor overhead. By automating the routine stuff, you shrink your operational budget while at the same time getting real-time, aggregated data to make smarter, empirically grounded policies. Oh, and because every single digital process leaves a clear, transparent audit trail, you significantly reduce the opportunities for corruption. It's a win-win. But for your citizens, this is the real game changer: extreme debureaucratization. When a citizen can launch a new startup or secure a building permit in a matter of hours instead of waiting around for weeks, you aren't just saving the government money, you are injecting millions of hours of lost productivity straight back into the private economy. That naturally accelerates wealth creation and, frankly, massively boasts the public's trust and satisfaction in your leadership.
Finally, Section 6, the elevation to Eden. Let's zoom out and look at the ultimate destination of these sweeping reforms. Where is all this incredible efficiency actually taking us?
The blueprint calls this final destination the elevation to Eden. It is the ultimate vision of the Stellarium framework, a society of true abundance. By fully embracing AI platforms like WaterGov, alongside advanced robotics and highly efficient state frameworks, you make a monumental transition. You move from an economy defined by scarcity to a post-scarcity world where machines handle the dull, repetitive drudgery, totally freeing up your citizens to pursue true innovation, creative arts, and higher purpose. However, to actually reach that post-scarcity society, the blueprint is crystal clear. Your administration has to secure what it calls the bedrock of abundance. This means actively using high technology and those well-incentivized state-owned enterprises to guarantee the absolute affordability of 4 foundational things: energy, natural resources, food, and housing. Once those basics are cheap and abundant for everyone, extreme poverty is practically wiped out and discretionary spending across your entire economy will absolutely skyrocket. I want to pause for a second on this incredibly powerful quote from the text. It says, "The role of leaders is not to manage scarcity, but to ensure that abundance benefits all, while preserving the freedoms and dignity of every individual." Think about that. As we enter the AI era, your fundamental mandate as a leader is shifting. It is no longer about rationing limited resources. It's about actively and wisely stewarding your nation into an era of unprecedented abundance. The tools, the incredible technology like WaterGov, and the comprehensive governance blueprints are right in front of you. They offer a highly tangible path to slash your overhead costs, empower your general population, and secure your legacy as the pioneers of a totally new economic era. So, the final question I want to leave you with today is simply this: are you ready to step up, take action, and become the architects of your nation's ultimate prosperity?